Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to look at a very unique dish that where its pictures does not do its justice. And this is not just your typical eggplant dish. This is crispy battered eggplant dish. So the first thing in this recipe is that we're going to make the sauce ahead of time. This sauce is going to be drizzled on the eggplant instead of stir-fried with the eggplants. Now for this sauce, we're going to make an excessive amount, probably 4 or 5 times the amount of sauce that we need. And there's a reason behind that, since that it takes a long time to reduce down the sauce for the recipe. But the sauce can be stored away for about 2 months, and it can be used for subsequent dishes. First, we need your saucepan and about 250 mils of water. We also need about 450 grams of pure sugar. Now let's start cooking this until all the sugar dissolves. Now let's prepare the rest of our ingredients. We need about 100 grams of this corn syrup. You use either light or dark. It doesn't really make a difference since the end product is going to be dark. And that's about 100 grams of that corn syrup. $100 mils of light soy sauce, $100 mils of red wine vinegar, about 70 grams of soybean paste, which is essentially miso paste, 2.5 tablespoons of Chinkiang black vinegar, two tablespoons of chili bean paste. Here I'm essentially using this brand. Two tablespoons of chili oil. Now this is my special chili oil that I made earlier. Check the video out on that. Or you can use Lao Gan Ma chili oil. Here I have 2 tablespoons of garlic and about 1 tablespoon of ginger finely minced. You also need about 2 teaspoons of ground Szechuan pepper, here we have about 1/2 teaspoon of chili pepper flakes and about 3 or 4 red bird chili pepper. You also need about 50 grams of roasted sesame seeds. You'll also need about a tablespoon of salt. So get your trusty chopsticks and stir everything up. Alright. Alright, now we're going to combine all our sauces together. Now what we want to do is continue boiling down the liquid until we get like a caramel-like sauce, where the sauce will stick to the back of the spoon or something. By then you'll know that you'll have about like 2 cups or something. Alright, so we're gonna let this boil for about 40 to 45 minutes. And we'll check back on you guys. And just for references, this is how it's coating the back of the spoon right now. So it's like the sauce is falling right off. Don't forget to keep stirring the sauce while it reduces down, because you don't want anything to stick to the bottom. In a general sense, when you start cooling it down and turning off the heat, you won't really know if it really thickened up until the syrup reached room temperature. Only then, but you'll really get a sense of how caramel-like the sauce is like. You can see right now how much the sesame really stick to the back of the spoon. So that's what you're looking for. So that's what you're looking for in sense of the sauce. It's alright. Alright, we're going to make the batter for the eggplant. For this we need a blender. You also need about 550 mils of water. Now first combine about 15 grams of your xanthan gum with your water. We'll also need about 60 grams of tapioca flour and about 60 grams of rice flour. Put it together and blend it together. You should have a nice cohesive coagulant. Alright, now we're going to pour the batter mixer into a separate bowl. This is going to be the batter we're going to be using to dip our eggplants in for deep frying. So let's put this aside and cut up our eggplants. Okay, for this recipe we're going to be using about 5 eggplants. Now these are the Japanese version. They're long and skinny compared to the American version, which are big and plump. So if you find these, this is what we're going to be using for the recipe. Alright, let's start cutting. Now the eggplants have been skinned off, and now we're going to cut them in quarter lengths shapes, and we'll be right back. There we go. I'm generally looking for a shape like this, long Then there's a quarter cut slice of the eggplants, about length of your thumb, index finger or something. So alright, we're going to toss all this into the batter and mix it up as we fry it. Now we're going to fry it in batches and not all at once because we don't want to overload the oil. So take a couple and toss it into your batter. So now our oil is cooking and ready, and it's cooking around 375 degrees. And we're going to toss in a couple of eggplants, and we don't want to overload the oil. Now, when these eggplants are cooking, you don't want to disturb them the eggplants for the first 3 minutes. Let them cook, and then after the first 3 minutes, you can wiggle them around and let them cook the remaining 5 minutes. By the end of the 5 minutes, they should have a slight yellow tint. And that's what we're looking for when we deep fry them. Alright, it's time to assemble our dish. So we transfer everything to a big mixing bowl. And now we're going to add in a handful of cilantro. About half our cilantro. And toss in some green onion. I also fried a couple of shallots. And now with the sauce that we made earlier, I'm going to drizzle a couple mils just to get everything nicely coated. If it needs more, just add a little bit more. You know, I can use as much of the sauce as you want. When you feel you got a nice coat and a sufficient amount of sauce, you can start assembling your plate. Yeah, here comes the fun part, assembling the dish. What I love most about this dish is how it takes an old traditional recipe and puts a new twist to it, where it makes it an instant success at any dinner table. The sauce, if you literally follow it by directions, is a whole dimension of flavor and taste that really accentuates this dish. And the crispy batter also makes the dish even more interesting. This is an instant success dish at any dinner table. So if you found the information in this video informative and interesting, hit the like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, help me out and hit the subscribe button. If you have any thoughts, comments, or suggestions, put in the section below. I'd love to hear back from you guys. Until next time, peace out and happy cooking at home.